First of all, do you have experience in this type of activity?
Yes, we do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah, no, perfect question. That was kind of my first thing
Oh, I'm
too.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. What is the name of your organization and what is your history just very briefly?
Sure. So we are co-founders of a small company called Oko Farm, which is basically OKO Farms. And basically we do a lot of education about farming, and then we also set up systems and build systems for people.
Aquaponics.
Specifically in the vein of aquaponics. Although we both have experience outside of aquaponics and farming as well. She can tell
I
you
do
about
have a background in health education and nutrition education, and most of what I do right now is doing gardening education for both children and adults. So I work at schools and community gardens teaching people how to grow food.
She's also, through George's Place, set up a whole rooftop farm, which was
In Crown Heights.
a little bit larger than the space we're looking at now. So, yeah.
And you've been part of the new farm development program, right?
Yes, I
With the
went
New
through
York State
the new farm
Department
development program last year.
With the New York State Department of Agriculture. Yes.
when you say a company, is this a not-for-profit or a for-profit?
Well, this is just where our experience is. As
This-
the lot operates, it has to operate similar to a nonprofit. You can't,
Make a
you
profit
can't
off
make profit off
city-owned land. Yeah.
The lease will be with us, not with them. So we will sign the lease and take responsibility and liability for the property.
Son.
No, please.
And so, where are you going? It'll cost you money, your time, and all the stuff going on. Where is this going? Where is it going to come from?
Well, the bigger thing is just there's no space right now for aquaponics in New York. The only place we can see aquaponics happen is if you go to maybe Brooklyn College, maybe, and most of what they do is aquaculture. I think our biggest goal is to showcase what aquaponics is and what it looks like in a public space. We also have a system inside of the Moore Street Market that we're setting up right now that we'll be using for mostly adults education. And we're working with Kingsborough. We're starting a conversation with Kingsborough Community College right now to have their students come in and learn about aquaponics. But our main thing is to show people this is what aquaponics is. You can grow more food in a third of the space, than you can do with regular gardening. You can grow food when you don't have access to good soil, or when your soil is contaminated. Food grows 3 times as fast as in soil. There's no space where people can see this or learn about it right now, and that's our goal for now.
And who's going to fund this operation?
We are going to do a fundraiser.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
so this is going to be a not-for-profit
Yeah.
activity,
Yeah.
educational activity,
Yeah.
something. Okay.
My goal, hopefully down the road, is that they will grow enough stuff that we could actually begin to sell it in the market, maybe with an entrepreneurship program associated with local community kids, or something like that.
And the money for the upgrades to the site and the equipment and how would you deal with security, lighting, all those kind of
Lighting,
issues?
I think, I still have money left on the HUD grant, so I can, the plan actually under that grant is to redo the outside of the building of the market in general. That's part of the plan.
So this would
Clearly,
fall
so
under
including better security lighting around the entire perimeter of the building, which would include the back of
Mhm.
the back of the building. I've also talked to Bushwick Arts. Actually, they came to me about the possibility of doing a mural on the back wall, which would be, I think, terrific also. And my maintenance guys will maintain, the Graham Avenue Business Improvement District actually sweeps Moore Street, and Betty Cooney has been really generous with her support of that. They empty the waste cans, and they have some trash cans on the block. But my maintenance guys will also assume sidewalk sweeping for that site as well, because once the public plaza comes in, we assume liability for maintenance anyway. So we will keep it clean, secure, and well lit. The fence right now is not terribly attractive. I'm hoping we can maybe get some donations from Home Depot or somebody to give us some better looking stuff.
Maybe something more fun, right?
Yeah, right now it's a standard chain link.
Yeah,
Fence.
well, I would think that eventually, certainly you would want something that reflects what's going on inside, right? Some sort of, I'm sure you can find somebody to volunteer to make you something really
Yeah,
wonderful
sure.
at some point. Just a little clarity, I was taking notes. So, right now the site's under the jurisdiction of HPD,
Correct, yes.
and it's going to be transferred to the jurisdiction of EDC?
No, EDC, I guess, you know, all these things are very muddled around public markets because the Public Markets Department ceased to exist in the city of New York. And they've rolled some of the functions into New York City Small Business Services and some of the functions into New York City Economic Development Corporation. I guess because New York City SBS actually owns the building, and New York City EDC is the manager of the property on behalf of the city of New York. And I guess because they see it, you know, it was viewed as a potential development site, that EDC had jurisdiction over all the market and all the potential assemblages.
So if this particular project does not fly, for whatever reason, will it continue to be under the management of EDC then, or would it eventually go back to HPD?
They go back to HPD.
So
for sure.
it would remain a potential development site.
Yeah,
for-
we
for the
will sign
future.
an agreement with HPD, not with EDC. EDC just had to sort of give HPD the sign off, but our agreement will be with HPD. So HPD will retain site control, and if they decide at some point to sell it to a developer who buys the adjoining buildings, for example, then it can become a potential development site, yes.
Or if it becomes a smashing success, it could get transferred somewhere, whatever.
Correct.
Whatever. So,
Yes.
but so there's options still on the table for the future.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
optimistic here.
I will say, we talked to the guy next door at 102 Moore Street about leasing his backyard to give us sort of an L, because then we get a southern exposure, and he wanted $3,000 a month rent for that.
For the backyard.
He told me I could buy the building for $2 million.
Yeah, so how does Nidia Velasquez and Reina feel about this?
Oh, I mean, wonderfully supportive. I don't think you'll have any issues with either one
So
of
you
them.
pitched them this idea?
Oh, yeah, I've talked to Antonio Reynoso about it a number of times, you know, in Diana Reyna's office, and certainly Congresswoman Velasquez, you know, has been an incredible supporter of the market, so.
No, I know she's been in the support of the
Yeah.
market, but has she been in support of this idea?
I've talked to Evelyn Cruz about it. I haven't gotten like an official sign-off, but I certainly haven't heard any objections from them.
I would think Diana is very supportive of, from what I've seen, of bringing nutritional education, you know, supermarkets, healthy foods, that kind of stuff into her district. That's a big agenda item for her in general. I think, I don't see how it could be, how it goes against anything that she's promoted.
No, my kind of thought process is, did you get an expression from HPD that this was a potential affordable housing development?
Yeah, they said that.
They said not at this time, not with a single lot.
I think the idea is basically this is an interim use. In the
Yeah.
event HPD comes forward with a project for the site, then
Mhm.
they'll be
Right.
evicted from the site.
That's right, yeah,
Right,
Right.
that's what you just.
Unfortunately, you'll be
Yes,
evicted.
right.
from
Barry,
the
I
site.
understood that when you said it.
yeah, yeah.
Unless it's a smashing success.
I mean, that's essentially what Green Thumb told us, that in their experience, with other lands that they've brokered for people in the city, that's usually how it happens. It becomes a success, the community is using it, good things are coming out of it, and HPD kind of stays away. But if it's not, and it turns into a space that, you know, no one participates in, it's full of loiter, then it's taken back by HPD. And Green Thumb is going to support us in every way that they can, from providing us with materials that we need, if they're capable of getting on just everything we need to keep it going, because their role is to keep community gardens going. You know, it's to bring more of them into the city and to keep them going for as long as possible.
So Joan, you also said something about a potential outdoor seating area for the market. Would that be in conjunction with the urban farm, or is that a fallback plan for
No, I
if-
think it's in conjunction with it.
It is.
Yeah.
Just because of the location of the lot and the two buildings right next to it, there's a certain portion that's just always shady.
Right.
So you can't really grow that much there anyway, so you might as well make it into a nice green space where people can sit and enjoy it.
And even when you're planting, you still need a shady spot for people to rest.
Yeah, sure,
and
right,
relax.
sure,
So
sure.
It works perfectly.
So you would make an opening, you would create site access from inside the market
Yes.
to the site.
Yeah, the back wall where you see there, that
Yeah.
door, I'm not being familiar with the market, but that's, that wall opens into the stairwell that goes up to the roof and down to the basement. So as long as we maintain a fire door there, we have no issues with opening, an opening in the wall. And the building is actually a steel frame building. None of the brick walls are structural. So you can really play with the curtain wall of the building and not affect its structural integrity at all.
Yeah, not worried about that. It was just a question. It wasn't a loaded question.
What is your current links with the local schools?
We have a great working relationship with PS 257. You could ask the principal about yourself about that. We started working with 147 last year we do a lot with arts programs with the schools. So we have art exhibits from the kids that we put up in the school. At Christmas time, we do a big Christmas tree ornament decorating party for the kids. And actually next week, the Halloween parade from PS 257 will march through the market, and I'll be giving away 600 bags of candy.
To the farmers, why isn't this popular?
Why isn't what?
It is, well, it's becoming super
But
popular.
why
It's,
isn't it
it's
popular?
popular in Australia, in Florida.
Let
It's.
me rephrase. Why isn't it popular in Brooklyn? Like, why should we believe in you when no one really believes in you?
I don't think it's a matter of people not believing. I think it's a matter of people not knowing about it. And
Yeah,
the
it's-
more we're getting, we also have, because we have systems that I would have actually built in coffee shops, in people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting more and more people asking for tilapia. Tilapia is the most popular fish used in aquaponics.
Mhm.
People are purchasing tilapia from us because they're learning about aquaponics and they're setting up systems for themselves at home. So
It's also
it's
it's new.
new.
It's a very new growing technique. Just a few months ago, Google still considered aquaponics a misspelled word.
There you go.
This is how new this style is becoming. So it's not that it's not popular now. It's just that more people need to know about it.